It's very common for pilots to press the situation to get the mission accomplished. And that doesn't matter if it's an airline guy or a military guy. He's going to press depending on the situation. Now, you reach a threshold where it's time to knock it off in any airplane. And pilots have to learn by experience when to knock it off. And fatigue is something that you should knock it off for if you get to your threshold. But what is your threshold? Well, that comes by experience from pressing usually. And pressing sounds like a bad thing, but it's just part of the life. It's part of the business. And there's been guys who have hit the ground for pressing. Now, pressing can get you in trouble, so that's where I said experience is the key to knowing when and how far you can press, especially with fatigue, especially when most people deny that they're fatigued until it's too late. So first step is recognize that you're fatigued and admit that you are, and then figure out ways to mitigate it. Because calling in sick or whining to your commander as a military guy is usually not an option, and most guys would be too embarrassed to go whining to the commander about fatigue unless it's like an unusual situation. And the culture, it's not necessarily the culture, but the culture doesn't support someone whining about fatigue, because if they do that too much, then it's time to move them on to a desk job. And no one wants to be in a desk job, so they're going to press. And in the airlines, no one wants to lose pay, because you got to put food on the table for your family. So what are you going to do? You're going to call in sick? There's only so much you can do that. And if you call in fatigued, well, you're not necessarily going to get paid. So is it food on the table or fly fatigued? So that's the reason you have to adapt. Adapt to fatigue. That is the key to surviving in this business.